Welcome back. We are discussing the modern political analysis in first unit. In previous we discussed meaning and importance of the modern political analysis and development of the modern political analysis. Now in this class we will discuss the nature and scope of modern political analysis. An approach in simple terms may be defined as a way of looking at and then explaining a particular phenomena. That means an approach means, in a simple terms, defined as a way of looking at and then explaining a particular phenomena. It provides a framework for explanation and prediction of political problems. Political analysis may be broadly classified into two categories. It is normative and empirical. While the former, that is normative, is said to be value laden. The latter, that is empirical, is known for being value neutral. In other words, while normativism is the hallmark of the former, empiricism is the that of the latter. Fact value relationship is therefore the basis of our classification in this regard. On this basis, we may say that while traditional approaches lean to the side of values, the latter do the same for facts. The result is that fact value dichotomy. Dichotomy means a difference between two completely opposite ideas or things becomes the determining factor. And now we have to see what is value laden analysis of politics. Traditional approaches have a historical, descriptive, and perspective character with a dominating place for values and goals. The different varieties may be discussed as like this. One is philosophical approach, and second one is historical approach, and third one is institutional approach, legal approach, and normative approach. In legal and institutional meanings, the scope of the state is very limited. If you see this table, the traditional concept, you see the difference between the traditional concept and modern concept. In traditional concept, the state, but in modern concept, it is called as the political system. The traditional concept of political science covers only the functions of the institutions, but modern concept focused on powers, not only the functions, powers. This is a legal term, the powers, authority. The traditional concept focused on the offices or various institutions. But in modern concept, focused on the roles of the individuals. Traditional concept discussed about only the institutions, but the modern concept it covers the structures. And traditional concept focused on the public opinion. The modern concept it consider political culture and political socialization also. So these are the differences between the traditional concept and the modern concept. If you see the difference between these two things, we can easily identify the difference between the traditional and the modern. The modern scope is widened. The focused things are very more and very elaborative. So this is not only a matter of conceptual vocabulary, it is an intimation of major step forward in the nature of political science as science. The significance of the modern political analysis. According to Usage, political analysis has three main goals. One is to know what is important in politics. Second one is to know what is valuable. And third one is to know what is real or true by systematically subjecting our guesses, impressions, popular belief, even rumors to verification. The study of modern political analysis is of great value, and with its help, people can know how and why the state was organized in the past and why it is continuation is justified. Political science makes people conscious of their rights and obligations. People who are mentally equipped with the knowledge of political science are asset to the state. The lessons of political science are useful. Intelligent students can play a useful part in the social and political affairs. Knowledge of political science has become indispensable in modern times because now everyone is directly and indirectly concerned with politics. Robert A. Dahl writes, a citizen encounters politics in the government of a country, town, school, church, business firm, trade union, club, political party, civic association, and a lot of organizations. Politics is one of the unavoidable facts of human existence. Everyone is involved in some fashion at some time in some kind of political system. Those administrators and statesmen who have knowledge of political science are aware of the principles which should guide them, and hence they can avoid the pitfalls. In order to understand the affairs of the world, it is desirable to know the affairs of one's own country, the working of various institutions, the nature and conduct of the government, and the postures and policies of political parties, and various other matters. Political science is said to be a science of statesmanship and leadership. That is the reason why the recruits The Indian Foreign Service and the Indian Administrative Service are required to undergo a course in political science at the National Academy of Administrative at Missouri. The study of politics makes him aware of the different ideologies in society. Without understanding politics and participating in revolutionary politics, it is not possible to change the society. A modern man without knowledge of political science is imperfect. It is said that a people that neglect policies cannot be happy. Again, whoever you are or want to be, you may not be interested in politics, but politics is interested in you. Hence, it is suggested that the study of political science should be made compulsory in all democratic countries. George Bernard Shaw wrote, political science is the science which alone civilization can be saved. Now we see the nature, characteristics, and assumptions of modern political analysis. According to Davis and Lewis, the kind of political theory which is referred to as modern political theory or modern political analysis as its genesis in a general dissatisfaction with the methods of investigation into the working of political system, one's character mainly of British and European political scientists. According to Robert Ethel, modern political analysis is associated with a number of political scientists, mainly Americans, who shared number one, a strong sense of dissatisfaction with the achievement of conventional political science, particularly through historical, philosophical, and the descriptive institutional approaches. And second one, a belief that additional methods and approaches either existed or could be developed that would help to provide political science with empirical propositions and theories of a systematic sort tested by closer, more direct, and more rigorously controlled observations of political events. The traditional political science was concerned with the study of the state rather than with the study of political system, and the study of state meant analysis of the articles of the constitutions, legislations passed by the governments, and the institutions for which the constitutions made provisions. Too much emphasis was laid on the institutional, legalistic aspect of politics. Modern political analysis is a reaction against the over formalism of traditional political science. Modern political analysis concentrates on the study of political systems, political processes, political behavior, and political roles. Now we see the definition of the modern political analysis. Modern political analysis refers to the new methods of inquiry of analysis of political phenomena. According to Robert et al., whenever students of politics scrupulously test their generalizations and theories against the data of experience by means of meticulous observation, classification, and measurement, then political analysis is scientific and modern. He further says that political analysis helps one to understand the world he lives in, to make more intelligent choices on the alternatives he faces, and to influence the changes, great and small, that are an inherent aspect of all political systems. According to Davis and Lewis, modern political analysis is the search for a new political science with its emphasis on the structure and functions of political behavior. James C. Charlesworth says that modern political analysis consists of new scientific theories and approaches and the use of methods of empirical science such as structural functional approach, political development approach, decision making approach, simulation method, mathematical approach, communication theory, etc. Modern political analysis, therefore, consists of the use of new tools and methods to analyze political phenomena and to study the political systems. The emphasis is on empirical and functional research based on collection and qualification of data for verification. Now we have to see the what are the issues for modern political analysis focused on which issues. According to Robert et al., the most important issues and specific questions of modern political analysis are: number one, what is politics? The first issue is what is politics? How do you or we distinguish politics from other aspects of human life? For example, is trade union a political system? Is a family or university a political system? Or is there any religious association is a political system? Yes, what is politics? And the second issue is what is the role of power and the authority in a political system? For example, is there a ruling elite in the United States, an establishment, a power structure, a white power structure, or elite power, or elite group like this? What is the role of the power? Who are enjoying the power? This is the second issue. The third issue is what do political systems have in common and in what way do they differ from one another? For example, is political inequality an inescapable fact of life in all political systems? And another one is what conditions make for stability, change, or revolution in different political systems? What is required if peace to be maintained or violence avoided. What are the prerequisites for a stable democracy? For example, how, if at all, can popular governments succeed in the emerging nations? Would rapid economic development help popular government to prevent revolutions in these countries? How do men behave in politics? What are the distinguishing features of Homo politicians, a political man? Example, are all politicians mainly power seekers? And sixth one, what sort of political system is the best? How can we evaluate different political systems? Example, can Americans justify the belief they so widely profess that democracy is the best political system? Modern political analysis provides tools to answer these questions in a scientific manner. Now we see the assumptions. According to Davis and Lewis, the underlying assumptions of modern political analysis are the following. First, the discussion is made between theory and ideology, or to put this in another way, between scientific theories and the theorizing which is characteristic of the matters of political thought. The classical theorizing was referred to as doctrine having in the main a normative character. For modern political analysis, these doctrines or philosophies were sufficiently grounded in empirical fact. Secondly, while importance of logic in the making of political statements was accepted and relevant, but it was not found to be a satisfactory approach because it placed little importance on the description and analysis of behavior or empirical political theory. Finally, there is the assumption that if study of political behavior is to be made scientific, the mathematical and systematical analysis is a useful tool of investigation. Therefore, in modern political analysis, statistical and mathematical methods are adopted. Models of political behavior are devised as mathematical exactness to suggest logical relationship between the variables. This is implicit in many of the models by the modern political scientists, particularly by Karl Luch. This emphasis on mathematical models is used for further developing the approach to political analysis, which concerns itself with concepts such as power and influence and the relationship within and between groups involved is political injection. The key concept of model political analysis is the scientific study of systems, subsystems, and sets of systems and interactions. It is for this reason the Dome authors say that Modern political analysis is no more than a form of systems analysis. Modern political analysis, a post-war, a post-World War II phenomena. That means after Second World War, what is the position of the modern political analysis? Modern political analysis came into phenomena after Second World War II. Second World War. Though the search for this new political science had started in the first few decades of the present century with the efforts of Charles Merriam and Harold Laswell, David Truman, Bentley, etc. The importance of modern political analysis involved both theoretical and practical considerations. According to Davis and Lewis, four of these are particularly important. These are number one, it became necessary to attempt to explain in some objective manner the failure of democracy and the rise of authoritarian political institutions in Germany during the interwar period. Second one, with the creation of new states after the Second World War, first in Asia and then in Africa, political scientists found themselves presented with new opportunities to study for theoretical and practical purposes what was sometimes called the social conditions of democracy. The failure of the colonial constitutions in some of these countries gave an additional impetus to this. In pursuit of the scientific study of politics, it was felt necessary to develop a theoretical analysis of politics which explained the genesis of different kinds of political institutions. The only claimant to this was Marxist political theory, which its critics argued was not scientific. Some non Marxist theory was necessary, which linked social and political processes and which was capable of explaining the origins, developments, and capacity for change of political systems. A theory of this kind would, by definition, be predictive and thus further the unity of the theory and practice of politics. There was then a desire to pattern the science of politics on the methods of investigation of the natural sciences. If, as suggested in point 3, a scientific study was possible, then a truly comparative study of politics would also become possible with the great increase in the number of independent states with social structures different from those characteristics of Western countries. A theory of comparative political processes was deemed more than ever necessary. Characteristics. Important characteristics of modern political analysis. There are five characteristics. The first one is emphasis on political behavior, emphasis on new tools and technique, emphasis on interdisciplinary approach, emphasis on scientific outlook, and fifth one is emphasis on comparative study. Briefly, we see one by one. Emphasis on political behavior. Traditionalists altogether ignored the role played by the political behavior of the individual in the working of political phenomena. But on the other hand, modern political behavior analysis focuses on the political of the individual. The term political behavior is not free from ambiguity, as Henge Ulan explains. The study of political behavior is concerned with the acts, attitudes, preferences, and expectations of man on political contexts. The behavioralist studies the behavior of an individual whose interactions go to constitute group or collectives. However, the political behavior of an individual is shaped and determined partly by one's own psychological makeup and partly by the social environments in which the individual lives and functions. Second one is emphasis on new tools and techniques. The new tools are devised to analyze the political system and to study the political behavior. Modern political analysts are interested in making the study of politics scientific and value loaded, normative and philosophical. David Easton is one of the main exponents of new political science and gives 8 points, that is regularities, verification, techniques, qualification, values, systematization, pure science, and integration. The emphasis is on facts, collection of data, and qualification with the help of statistical and mathematical methods. And third one is emphasis on interdisciplinary approach. Model political analysis adapt interdisciplinary approach and claim that to know political reality, they have to import models, concepts, and approaches from sociology, psychology, philosophy, economics, and etc. And to make their study more scientific, they say they have to do concepts and models of physical sciences such as physics, biology, mathematics, statistics, etc. Carl Dutch cybernetics is an example of this one. In the words of S.P. Verma, in three latter 20s and earlier 30s and earlier 30s, again in political science and sociology, under the influence of Europe, emigre scholars, there was one emphasis on disciplinary approach. By the end of the Second World War, however, political scientists have successfully absorbed theoretical and methodological approaches of political analysis and studies of voting behavior, political attitudes had become commonplace of subjects for scholarly inquiry. Fourth one is emphasis on scientific outlook. Modern political analysis on scientific and empirical outlook. Wasberg says that while the behavioralists in many cases shared with the institutionalists on empirical outlook. They emphasized the desire to be scientific, the desire to search for regularities and to formulate generations which might ultimately be placed in some overarching theory. By scientific and objective outlook, the political scientists mean the rigor, the systematic study for them means the objective study of the existing political phenomena. Modern political analysis emphasizes value-free study. Here, value-free means ethical values and not empirical values. The modern political analysis is against only the ethical values. It advocates empirical value. But the post-behavioralists believe that political scientists as intellectual have some duty towards society. They must uphold certain values which are lasting in nature. Dwight D. Waldo said political scientists should be more concerned with issues of justice, freedom, equality with political activity. In a period of stress, turmoil, and gross inequities, it is irresponsible to carry on as usual in academic detachment. At minimum, political scientists need to be concerned with issues of political public policy and political reform. Dave Diston says research about and constructive development of values are inextinguishable parts of the study of politics. Science cannot be and never had been evaluatively neutral despite protestations to the contrary. Hence, to understand the limits of our knowledge, we need to be aware of the value premises on which it stands and alternatives for which this knowledge could be used. And fifth one is emphasis on comparative study. Modern political analysis emphasis on comparative politics. Modern political analysis claim they have invented an overall theory of politics by devising new tools and techniques through which they can study national as well as international politics. There is no dichotomy between the two. They have taken keen interest in the study of emerging nations of the Third World. Almond and Powell, in their famous book Politics of Developing Areas, have studied politics of emerging nations. Finally, we conclude with this. The modern political analysis is the new name of American political science, mainly developed after the Second World War, with an undue and exaggerated emphasis on scientific tools of analysis with the help of models and concepts of other social sciences as well as natural sciences. So this is the nature and scope of modern political analysis. Thank you. Next class we discuss one more topic. Thank you.